Tell us what happened.
Got my first pig.
Tell us about the hunt.
We were cruising, doing our morning walk, and walked up and over a little hill. Saw a whole herd of little pig, or big pigs, or pigs. Got into position. I lost my sight. They ran away. Glenn yelled at me. And then we scurried over, set up.
I didn't yell at you. I whisper yelled at you.
Right, he whispered yelled at me. We got up, scurried over, set up again. Pow. Got my first pig.
Nice. Anyway, that pig's busy dying. I think it'll be dead probably in about 2 minutes. We decide to come by the fireplace, smoke a little cigar, take a cigar break, and then we'll go collect them.
Nothing like a cigar at 7 in the morning.
And we'll show you guys how to gut it and skin it. This will be Tommy's first time, so we'll teach Tommy and you all at the same time. Even though we have it wedged between the rocks, to make this easier and have Tommy kind of hold the pig in a certain position. And what I have here is called a butt out. It's the easiest way to gut a pig because the first thing you got to deal with is the rectum. So if you don't have one of these, I'll put a link on Amazon, but you use the knife and cut around the rectum. That way when you pull the guts out, the rectum slides out. But with this, it's already released, and then you can tie it off or not. Some people do, some people don't. All right, let's get this sucker going. So he's got some shit there right now. Get that out of the way. Got a lot of shit actually. And this actually is not quite the right size. It's a little small. This one's for a deer, not really a pig. So, and it's gonna have trouble working because it's not big enough to catch. So go ahead and like hold this foot right here. It's just this foot. So I can use 2 of them. There you go. Thank you. All right. There we go. Once it's caught, we pull out, and there you see the rectum. Okay. Put that to the side. We'll deal with that later. Just kind of squeeze the remaining poo out. Now we take a, it's good to have one of these knives. It's got a little hook. Kind of make the first incision and then just zip it right up. We're not going to be mounting this. You don't want to mount it. So we just cut all the way up. So I don't know. Can they see? Go check the camera, see if they can see okay.
You want to say something about the gloves?
Just can they see like what I'm doing?
Yeah. I want to make sure they know why you're wearing gloves.
They see. So first of all, you always want to wear gloves, period, just because you never know what's in one of these animals. But also we're dealing with poison oak. There's poison oak in and around the ranch, and so you got to assume that they have the oil on their hair. You're going to get it on you, then you're going to eventually scratch your balls and be in misery. So you want to make sure you're always wearing gloves when you're dealing with it. You know what, maybe just swing, just kind of put it over here. Make sure you can see. Can you see all right? So what I like to do is just kind of make an initial incision by pulling up the skin, and pig skin is a lot tougher than deer. So it takes a little something to get in there. And so you're pulling the skin up so you're not hitting the intestines, you're not even hitting the muscle yet. And some people like to go muscle and skin. I like to try and do skin first if possible. Just like that. And there we go. So first cut's made. See that? Go down a little bit. Careful not to cut yourself. Then just kind of go like that a little bit. Get through the fat layer. You can take the knife one more time just to make sure you're in. And then just kind of open it up. Just like that. Make sure you don't hit the intestines. And then kind of lift it. Just like that. Same thing. And there we are. So you can see we're in the chest cavity now. there's the inside here is a diaphragm. Okay, you want to kind of cut through the diaphragm, reach in, grab the esophagus, but we still need to get this down a little bit. So just kind of pull back on that skin because you don't want to puncture that intestine. You're going to have a mess if you do. Real easy. Just go gentle. Don't rush through it. It's not a race. There we go. Okay, so now ideally it'd be nice to kind of just break open that chest cavity. Just makes it easier, but we don't need to do that. So can you see there? That's the diaphragm. Can you see that?
Do you want me to move? No.
Can you see the diaphragm? Right there.
I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it.
You see that?
Yeah.
So you want to cut through that so you can get to the esophagus. Also, it helps pull out all the guts when you're ready. So that's that. You know what I forgot? I like to keep a small knife for the purposes of cutting the esophagus. It's easier to get in and out of. But I didn't bring that, so we'll just use this for now. What I'm gonna do, so now what we're gonna do is take off our small gloves and we're done with those. Put on the big gloves. And you don't need to do this necessarily all with your elbows, but I like to. I don't like to have that crap all over me. And if you have little micro cuts on you, you don't want whatever's in that pig getting in your system. So I recommend this stuff. Just game cleaning gloves. You got it? All right, so now we have it opened up. We have the asshole or the rectum loosened. Now we're gonna cut the esophagus, and if everything works, we're gonna pull this out in one pull. Sometimes things get stuck. There's little tendons or little ligaments, or not ligaments, but like little sinew or whatever, and you just gotta cut through it. So. In there, I'm cutting through the diaphragm, trying to get to the esophagus. I have it now. You want to be real careful when you're doing this, not to cut your own hand by accident. You don't have to get that deep in there, just deep enough where you're feeling the esophagus, so you can get a good grip on it. And you can see everything's coming out. And then we're stuck on another piece of diaphragm there, so we're gonna cut that. Be careful not to cut that intestine. And then just like that. Got everything out. Now we're gonna finish cutting that. See that little like fat piece there? Bullshit that keeps you from getting the whole thing out. That's it. Make sure you keep an eye on where your knife is. Cut that out. There it goes. That's it. There you got your shit. Now, some people go through this to keep the organs. You got the liver and the lungs and the heart. You can see here, let's see, that's the lung, so you tore the fuck out of that lung. So that's how you know you had a great shot. So we look like we got a single lung shot. And what else? Let's see. And the heart, we got the heart here. Doesn't look like you got the heart. So it's a single lung shot. Got it? Not bad. So we got our gut file. The pig is gutted. We're gonna watch our knife there. Wanna kind of just drain them out like that. And now we gotta haul his ass to the cart. All right. Go ahead and shut off the camera. We'll get this thing on the cart.
There we go.
All right, so they probably can't see the gambrel, right? So what we have here is a winch with a gambrel, and we're gonna set this pig up so we can put the legs on here and then winch him up, and we'll skin him upside down. You could also gut him upside down, which is easier than doing it in the field, but like I said, I just wanted you guys to see that example. So the way you do that is there's a little pocket right here. Can you see that?
Yep.
And so you just cut a hole right through, just like that. Now it's kind of hard to find the hole, so make sure it's findable. And same thing here, just right through. Obviously, everything you do, you want to make sure you're not stabbing yourself or your buddy. Now, we'll put the winch down. Put the gambrel through it. And you can do this. I've done this in the field with a deer where I had none of this. I just had some rope, and I found a stick, tied the rope to the stick in the center, put the stick through, and then heaved it up. Also, you can use your truck, if you have one, to grab onto the rope to help heave it up. This is always the hard. The second one is always the hard one to get in. Hole. And there we go. Oh. Now we winch it. Actually, that's too high. But we'll pull this out of the way, and then we'll lower it a little bit. What we want to do now is get the skin off the animal, which with a pig, again, it kind of sticks more. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass. And so there's lots of schools of thought of how to do it. I'm not portraying myself as an expert. We're just going to try and get this done. You want to be careful not to cut the tendons, otherwise this whole thing is going to fall off. So I like to start right here just to kind of get things going. And then the problem is you got to deal with hair, and you want to go with the knife backwards around so you can All right, so we got this thing peeled down pretty good. I'm gonna keep going.
You want me to still hold this thing?
What's that?
You want me to still hold it?
Yeah. We're gonna cut a hole here. And another hole here, and see if we can peel this fucker down. Oh, sorry, peel this, peel him down.
Edit.
I don't know if we'll edit that or not. Another trick you can do is tie a rope to the hole, attach it to your truck, and just pull it down. Let's see if we can do it with our hands or not. Yeah, here we go. Nope, it's ripping. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, all right. Got it down a little bit. Keep going. You want to get it skinned fairly quickly because the meat needs to cool off. You keep that hide on there, it's going to get too warm and spoil. And that's why we got to do this. And it's unfortunate because we're also trying to get a buck today. And so far all we've had this weekend is immature bucks and not shooter bucks. So we figured, well, we were in a killing mood, so let's get a pig. Yeah. All right, so now we're just getting it around the forearms, up and over, and then down the neck. Not going to really be eating that forearm meat, so you don't have to worry about the hair so much. Just a matter of just getting this thing peeled off. Again, in the field, you would twist the head around until it snaps off. You kind of cut near the break between the spinal column there. But we're not in the field. We have electricity, so we're going to take a Sawzall and get this baby done the easy way. So this is an antimicrobial quartering bag. It's not meant for the whole pig. We'll put it up half, cut the legs, dump them in the cooler, put the other half on. Are you guys able to see? So. Like that, and we'll do the other half. We're good? All right, so what I want to do is open this up, make it, always try and minimize the amount of work. Got the ice nice in there, keep it nice and cool. There you go.
So what does that cover do?
Keeps the flies and stuff off, but you don't really need it when you have it in a cooler, but it's just extra protection. You were hanging it here, let's say, because you couldn't get out of the field, you'd want to put those game bags on there until you could. And since it's gonna be a little while before we get out of here, what the heck. All right, sorry we couldn't quarter it, but we're taking it to the butcher to make some sausage and what have you. Take care. Hey, by the way, Mediocre Man channel. Subscribe, give a thumbs up, give a comment. See you soon.